Hey, good day, good day, good day. It's your boy Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle focused wealth coach. Thank you for joining us. Guess what, y'all? It is Friday. It is Lifestyle Focused Friday, and we got a topic for you today, and we're going to be talking about, just a question for you guys. Today is a little bit of a secret. Today, I just got a question for you, and I just want to know how you're going to respond to it. So today, on today's show, thank you for joining us with this Lifestyle Focus Wealth. And today is Lifestyle Focus Friday, and we just want to say thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. It is an amazing Friday. And today, all we're going to do is ask you a question. And you can only pick 2 of the 6 options that I'm going to give you. And we're going to see how your wealth mind is working today, your wealth-minded question of the day. And if you stick with us till the end, you'll find out how I would have answered the question. But I want to know how you would answer the question. You know, what's your capacity? Where are you thinking? What are you thinking about? I think it's going to be interesting because I want your feedback. I want your feedback live today. So it's important that you get your fingers ready, sit back in front of the computer, sit back, relax, and unwind, and start thinking about how your wealth mind works and why it does. I'm going to ask you a simple question, and I want you to put in the blank and fill in the comments and go down and fill up the comments today and let us know how you're thinking, what you're thinking, and why you think the way you do. I think it's going to expose some things. I think it's going to uncover some things. And then at the end of the day, you'll start to see how other people may have answered the same question, and you'll learn why we do that. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Sit back, relax, and unwind, and enjoy today's tempo. It's going to be a fun ride. And you know what? I got to remind you real quick before we get started. We're starting off a little bit untraditionally today. We're making the spot hot today. I'm going to ask you to do a few things. Go ahead and tell your friends. That's right. Go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and let people know. Right? That you're on here with us and you're hanging out today. And you're hanging out with us live. And what did you learn? I want you to talk to people about what you learned. So I want to give you an opportunity to do a couple things. Forgive me, you guys. I got something caught in my throat. Like I said, it's live. Do me a favor. I'm going to encourage you to like us, subscribe to us, share, and then click that notification bell below because the algorithm needs you. We need you in the algorithm, right? That's all we need. That's all we need. And it's going to help us grow. And it helps us give you more content and bring you more relevant content that you want to hear and what you've been asking for. And then from time to time, we get to have some fun. So at the end of the show, I want you to go down below, sign up for our bi-weekly email list. It's pretty engaging. It has travel plans, it has art, it has recipes, and much, much more. And it's absolutely free. So why not? Be on our roll call. That way you can find out all the cool things that are happening and join our Lifestyle Focus membership club. It's only $16 a month. And you need to be a part of it. Why? Because there's other people just like you that are taking advantage of what millionaires and billionaires do. And that's what we are doing. Month by month, day by day, brick by brick, show by show, content by content, we're growing. Our community is growing. And the word is getting out. The secret sauce is getting out. The secret sauce to the wealth secrets are getting out. Don't get caught behind. It is your time. It's your time to catch up. It's time for us to show out, catch up, show out, and prosper, and keep sharing. That's what we want. We want you to be a part of it. So after the break, let's be ready to answer the question. Don't y'all want to know what it is? I know it's coming right up after this session, after this break, and we're going to get right into it. I'll see you guys in just a second, so you better get ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'll see you after the break. Hey, join our Lifestyle Focused Wealth community. Membership starting at $16 a month when you pay the annual subscription. So register online today at www.lifestylefocusedwealth.com. Hey, it's Ronco Johnson. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's always good to have you guys here. I don't know what we'll do without you. Because, it is sometimes it can be difficult coming up with new content every single week, right? But you know what? You guys drive me to be here. You guys make it so fun to be here. Good afternoon, Georgia. I see you out there. Good afternoon, Miss Wilson. Good to hear from you. Get out there. What's up, Sam? I see you, buddy. Thank you guys for hanging out. I got questions for you today. I need y'all to be by a computer, and I need your answers. I need your answers today. It's not going to be about me, all the talk today. It's going to be about you answering these questions. And I'm going to tell it to you in just a moment. And a good friend of mine just brought it up. And shout out to Tish Norman. I want to say thank you, Tish, for writing me earlier this day and actually asking me the question. And then I asked her, could I use her question today? Because for me, it was thought-provoking. It was thought-provoking enough that I wanted to share with you. And she said, of course. Share it. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, I'll do that. And I'm going to do that. I think it's proper when a friend of yours asks you a question that you always go back to the source, right? Go back to the source and ask for permission. In this day and age, everybody's robbing stuff off of AI and all the other stuff so quickly that we don't ask for permission these days. So don't forget, ask your people for permission if you're going to borrow their stuff. And don't forget to give them credit or give it back. It's only the polite thing to do. Am I right? Hey, Sandy, I see you. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. Thank you for checking in. I'm giving everybody time to check in today. As you can see, I'm really, really excited. I'm going to be traveling a little bit over the weekend and getting out of town and hosting some friends. So all of you that know that you're going to see me over the weekend, you're not going to see me over this weekend. You're probably not. If you find me, it'd be like just finding Waldo. It'll be like finding Waldo this weekend because I'm going to be too busy with things. So I told you here first. I tell you guys everything. Almost. All right. So here's a question. Are y'all ready for it? I don't know if you're ready for it because I don't see any comments going. Maybe I should just hold off until I see enough comments. A thumbs up, or I'm ready, or what is the question? Talk to me, ask me something. Maybe I should just hold on to the question a little longer before I ask it, because I think we're gonna have fun with it. And not until I see a few likes and a few thumbs ups going into the chat. Give us a few more likes. Before we just go off and ask that question. I need y'all's participation today. I have you in suspense. That's what we were supposed to do today. Last week we talked about money, and over the last couple of days, I've been talking about money. And one of our agents got us on a phone call with I guess a group of 10 folks that were starting out their new businesses, and a lot of times people ask me, what do you think? What do you think about certain things, Ronco? How does your brain see this question? And so if you see me out and about and you got a financial question, a business question, or just a structure question, or maybe you just ask. And I was motivated because of one person who asked the question. And his statement to me was, hey, I'm a fish out of water. I'm brand new to this. I worked in the labor. I've been a laborer all my life. I just want to know, am I getting in over my head? Do I need to get a financial coach? Do I need to get training before I get started? And, I'm purchasing gold and some other things. And I kind of looked at him and I said, that's an interesting question. As I clear my throat, excuse me, guys. It's an interesting question. Closed mouths don't get fed, folks. Sometimes a simple question can be the opening of a tremendous blessing. And because he asked that question and he was so humble in his approach, it reminded me of the moment in The Richest Man in Babylon. Where the slave asked the richest man, how did he become so wealthy? And the richest man had the opportunity to share a little bit of tidbit of information. As long as the slave were to do those action steps, he would get the next step. I realized that I probably was in the position of the richest man in the book. And I'm not talking to necessarily a slave, but I'm talking to someone who's brand new, who's really wanting to know what they should do so that they don't make the mistakes. And because he asked the question, and because he said, I'm not wanting to make the mistakes, I figure I'll just go ahead and put myself out here and ask you the dumb question. And my response to him, there's never a dumb question. It would have been dumb of you not to ask a question. And for those of you that are out there, just say this before I get to the question of the day. If there's somebody you aspire to be like, if you're motivated, inspired by someone because of their success, I tell you what, I'll give you a little sneak tip. You want to throw them off? You want to catch their attention? Don't ask them how they became successful. Ask them how many mistakes they made before it happened. Ask about the mistakes. Because every successful person failed thousands of times before it hit. And no one asks about the times that you failed. They only ask about the 1 to 5% time of the time that you hit it right. And the idea is to keep going, and keep going, right? And that just made me think about you guys. Like, hey, look, how can I ask a question? A simple question, just to see how you guys think. And it's really not that hard. I just want to know, okay? So here goes. We're going to jump right into it. I'm keeping you guys in suspense today on purpose because we're so serious every week. So serious every week. We're into it. We're going at it all the time. And, it is difficult to do that every single week, and that is not what we want to do. We don't want to do that all the time. We want to allow you to have some fun. We want to talk about integration of financial education and literacy along with your lifestyle. That's what Lifestyle Focused Wealth is all about. And if you're new to Lifestyle Focused Wealth, lifestyle is important, and that should be something you're focused on. But if you could only pick two, of these 6 options that I'm getting ready to display to you, you could only pick 2 now. What would it be? And I want you to put it in the comments and tell me why. Whatever you pick, put the number and then tell me why. I picked number 1 and why. Pick number 3 and why. We just want to know, okay? And at the end, I'll give you my answers. Is that fair? If everybody's willing to play the game, the people willing to play the game with me, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I just need to know from my crew that you're hanging in there with me today. And answer the question, all right? So if you could only pick 2. If you could only pick 2, how would you answer this? Number 1, if you could only pick 2, would you have a new house? Would you have $7,500 a month? 3, an 800 credit score? 4, a $200,000 salary? 5, would you just flat out retire now? And last but not least is take $300,000 in cash. Out of the 6 options, what would you do? Would you buy a house? Take a new house? Would you take the $7,500 a month? Would you rather just have a credit score of 800? Would you take the salary of $200,000, retire now, or take $300,000 in cash? What would you do? Now, I need you to put it in the comments. Which one would you do? Why? You can only pick 2. You can only pick 2. And as we're waiting on you to answer these questions, we're going to just kind of talk about these 6 options just a little bit, you know? I'm not trying to steer you one way or another. I just want to know which one you would pick. You know, on the topic of buying a new house, everybody wants to talk about buying a new house. You know, the economy's going up and down, market going up and down. Interest rates are up right now, but hopefully they come down. And if you're thinking about buying a new home, this is probably the best time to buy a new home. And, you know, we're in the days of baby boomers getting mature. So baby boomers were really when we saw the housing market really spike up because of the volume of people looking to buy a house at one time. Now we see retirees at one volume of time going upward. And guess what group it is? It's our baby boomers. And if you're talking to a baby boomer, they're going to tell you buying a house was the most important thing at their time. Not so much today. We got a newer age today when we talk about buying homes. People are sharing their homes. People are leveraging homes. Some people just lease their homes. You know, there's so many different options to having a new home. But then you start to think about it. So wait a minute, but I can use $7,500 per month. I can use $7,500 per month. That's not a bad living. I mean, in most places, if you're down south, you can live pretty well off $7,500. You know, you can do a lot of things. Because this will be income producing all the time. $7,500 a month is not bad, especially when you don't make that much at work. Your job is unreliable, people are laid off. Somebody was making some money yesterday, they don't have a job today. Would you take the $7,500? Or would you just be a maverick and say, I'm going to take the 800 score? For those of you that do credit and understand the importance of credit in the Western world and how we leverage credit here in the United States, an 800 score can get you a lot of things. It can get you a lot of things. And some of the things that we're thinking about, what can we do with 800 score? Well, you still need a tax return. You still need to show some qualifications. You can't just have an 800 score by itself. You still have to have some revenue and some other things going on in most cases. But then there's circumstances where you don't need those things. And those circumstances aren't talked about too often. What would you do with an 800 score? How would you leverage it? Why is that important to you? Some people may have a difference of opinion and say, I'll just take the $200,000 salary. Give me $200,000. That's a 6-figure income. I'll take the salary and I'll be good. I can pay my bills. I can travel a little bit. I can drive the car I want to drive. Maybe just taking the salary will work. Are you of that mindset? Are you guys of that mindset right now? How about retiring just now? You know, these are very difficult questions to ask because if you had the opportunity to retire right now, would you? And I want you to be very careful what retirement really means. Does it mean a certain age for you? Does it mean that you're just free to do whatever you want to do? It depends on really how you view retirement. But if I only had 6 choices, would this be one of them? Why? And why? There's gonna be somebody out there that just enjoys cash. You know, we're in the stage where millennials and the Gen Xers, they're flashing their wealth on television and they're throwing cash up in their favorite club. Just give me $300,000 in cash. Would you take the cash money? If you were to get the cash money, what would you do with it? What would you do with it? What would you do with it? I don't know. Come on, y'all. I see you out there. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Good. I'm glad to see you out there. I got some people already answering the question. Let's go through it and see. Let's go to the comments and see what people are saying before we get down to what I'm talking about today. I think I'm enjoying the fact that we're getting to interact with folks, right? I'm gonna flip it for you. Just flipping it for you. Thank you, Joey Somerville's in town. I know he's out there traveling. I hope he's watching. Our favorite artist, our favorite trumpeter. He's my man, my business partner. I tell you now, we get to ask these questions, man, and I tell you, there's so many interesting answers out there. There is no right or wrong answer, but there is a way of thinking about what we're talking about, right? You know, hey Sarah, you said 2 and 3, huh? Let's see what you said. Why? Because number 2, because it gives you leverage to buy a house and help others. I like that answer. And number 3, allow you to buy a house. Okay. Number 2, because she gets leverage. And number 3, because it allows her to buy a house. How do y'all feel about her comment? How do you guys feel about that? Is that different from your answer? Is that different from your answers? Number 2 and number 3? Okay. Sarah, thank you for playing the game with us. Thank you for playing. We'll come back to you. I want to know how everybody else is feeling about the answers. Hi, Leela. I see you out there, girl. She says she would pick number 2, the $7,500 a month. I would leverage that money to work for me, placing it into annuities and life insurance. Start a business, purchase a home in my business name. Boy, you sound like you've been through my course. Okay, so that's number 2. You did a lot with that 1. Okay, number 2 and number 3 for you, huh? We'll use leverage, my personal credit, to help me build my business credit. Okay, so that's 2 people with number 2 and number 3. Let's see what Sam says. Sam says he'll pick 3 and number 5. Number 3, he says I can leverage that 800 score. And number 5, I can invest my $300,000 first by putting it into my insurance policy. Infinite banking. Hey, leveraging your credit score, using the cash flow, OPM, other people's money, just to start your cash value or your banking system. I love it. Hi, Sarah. Big old hearts. Big old hearts to you too. Thank you for joining us. Man, you guys got some good responses today. Cooking with Mama Bear. Mama Bear, what are you talking about? Number 6? You'll take the $300,000. Take the $300,000 and retire now. I'm tired of working. Hey, look, I understand. I overstand that one. Yes, I'm tired of working too. But I love what I do. I think the key to working is making it something that you love to do, something that you would do for no money. I think that is just the best thing, right? I think that's the way that we need to go. All right, what else we got? We got 300,000 a house off the grid. Start a farm and a garden. Oh wow! And sell my eggs and beef. Well, based on today's economy, you'll make a whole bunch of money off those eggs. You might have to sit out there by your egg farm with a shotgun because what is it? $15 an egg now? I mean, good God, not a bad investment. Takeaways: I'm learning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Leela. I really appreciate it. I'm having fun with these questions today. So, what do you think about this opportunity? If you were only able to choose two, and we asked a very just generic question. If you don't get a chance to answer the question on our live broadcast, I want you to spend some time thinking about it, and I want you to send me a DM, send me a message, get in contact with me, send me an email, send me a DM, whatever it takes. I want to continue the conversation. Here's why: because I think it's important for us to find out what other people think, and when we start to have this question, and we start to answer the question, we start learning how other people think. Is it a scarcity mindset that we have? Is it an abundant mindset that we have? Or is it in somewhere in the middle and it's convoluted with a whole bunch of information and bad habits? It's possible. I don't know. There's not a right answer, but there is an answer, right? There is an answer. All of those options are really tough, but it tells a lot about you. It tells a lot about your personality. It tells a lot about where you came from. It tells a lot about where you're focused short term or you long term. You can tell a lot just by how someone answers a question. I love this one right here. She's going to be the local egg pusher, right? You're a trip. I love it. I love it. I'm dead with that one. Okay, so here's the deal. What would you do? On this program, we talk about lights out moments all the time. It's often fun to think about and take our mind off of things that are so heavy. There are so many people right now in need. And that need isn't necessarily just food or a bed or shelter. There's a lot of us that have a need for financial information. They need some coaching. They need some time with professionals. They need some time to ask the dumb question that isn't dumb at all. We're so scared of what it's going to cost these days. But what you don't realize is it's costing you more right now by not asking. Meaning, some people are so independent minded, they're so selfish with their idea that they're willing to make the mistakes on their own. And when they make these mistakes, they usually come up short. Or the path may take a little longer because they make more mistakes. But had they asked the right question to the right people, or been mentored by the right people, or even just be in a mastermind group with the right people, it would shorten those challenges so that you're razor focused on what you need to be focused on. This is why we ask these questions, because if you could have it your way, how would you respond? And the reason I'm asking this question is a very important question. If you could only pick two, what would it be? Because we're checking your discipline. Does your disciplines change when you bring wealth into the picture? When you throw money into the picture? When you throw items and material items in the picture? Do you change? Or are you still so focused that you've kept the thing, right? Or do we go into consumer behavior because we feel like we have an abundance of cash? These are the items that I want you to be thinking about, because most people, and what I'm going to challenge you to do today, I'm going to challenge you to go out and ask this question to 4 or 5 of your friends and ask them. And if you don't mind, tell them you want to submit their answers to this show, this broadcast. I'm just curious of the circle around you. You know, to say, if you got 5 friends and all of them were broke, you'd be the 6th one. But if you're around 5 very highly successful people that are engaging in thought-provoking and conversations and pushing you to go at your best, with all the best intentions in the world for you to be your best, not to take from you, just to push you to get to another level when you think you have nothing in the tank. A lot of us misunderstand and misread true coaching because they feel like if it's not given to you easily, the answer is not given to you easily, that it's not worth the challenge. And that's the problem with our entitlement world today. Everybody thinks they're entitled to the answer, the shortcut. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to go to college. They don't want to get degrees. They don't want to be an apprentice. They don't want to do any of that. They want to get straight to making that million. And they don't want to pay for it. But am I speaking to myself? Am I speaking to myself? Am I telling the truth? You know, down south, we have a restaurant called Chick-fil-A. The one thing I can tell you about Chick-fil-A, and shout out to Chick-fil-A and the family, you know, you can't go to Chick-fil-A and be mad. If you're upset, if you're having a bad day today, do me a favor, go to a Chick-fil-A near you. Go to a Chick-fil-A near you. And here's what I'm saying. Chick-fil-A's business model is so good that they put their young people out there taking orders 3-4 cars away from the order booth. So if you've never been to Chick-fil-A in your life, they're asking you to give the order before you can see it on the board. That's the level of confidence they have in repeat customers coming back. That business model is one of the best. Why? Because they make you feel like it's their pleasure to serve you. Every staff member knows how to say thank you, my pleasure, have a good day. That's something I learned from the family. Courteous, acceptance and courteous, but they're hardworking. You can't get mad at them. They're always working. They're busy. You're not going to wait in a Chick-fil-A line for very long. Waiting? Nah. Waiting? Not at all. Now, if you guys go to a Popeye's Chicken, you might be there for a little bit. Seems like everybody has a bad day in that drive-thru. I'm not dogging Popeye's Chicken, but hey, listen. Down south, you're going to wait. But it ain't always because they're cooking your food. That also tells us a little bit about service. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying in the comments. Just so people who are listening to me don't think I'm bashing the restaurant. I don't want to bash the restaurant. I love Popeye's Chicken. I like it. I love it. However, I do feel like when I go there, by the time I get to my food, I am a little bit frustrated because I had to wait so long and I was the only one in line. And there were 6 people at work. I don't understand. Why can't everybody do a job and get it to us quicker? If you had these similar experiences, yeah, you don't want to be the 6th friend that's broke. So you guys are getting some takeaways today? I want to make sure my family's in position correctly, but well, yeah, we don't want to have a lights out moment at all, right? We're almost beyond that. That's so 1983. We don't want lights out moments. Cars and T-shirts with polo on it and Birkin bags and all that crap. That's 1980s. That's 2000s. That's Paris Hilton's and all that stuff. China's already pulled the cover up, lifted the dress, and letting you know that everything we do here is stamped. So all those materials are made from the great materials that are coming from China, and you can get it 90% less. So whatever you think your bag is worth, it's not worth that. This is a time of mindset so crazy. It was never like that when I was growing up. No, our parents didn't do that. We didn't get a lot of, you weren't entitled to nothing. You had to go out there and work a little bit harder. You know, that is definitely true. Somebody says, hey, Chick-fil-A is the best customer service. They're consistent. I see that. Man, thank you guys for blowing this up. I almost don't feel comfortable reading that because I think I'm throwing them under the bus. But I'll wait. I'll wait for them every once in a while. But man, it is it's so true. I'm just stating the facts. I won't even answer that. Oh, wow. Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for joining us today. Are you enjoying this open conversation, this dialogue? Because it all stems from just the question of what your friends will do. I think we need to start holding our friends and the people around us more accountable because it could be dragging down your circle. I think the topic of the conversation should be, who is the weak one in my circle? Am I the weak one in this circle and I'm trying to get up? Or am I the strongest one in the circle being pulled down? I need y'all to think about that for a second. Am I the weakest one in the circle trying to get up? Or am I the strongest one in the circle being pulled down? That's a bar. That's a bar for you today, man. I'm dropping bars today. I'm dropping elements that people aren't even paying attention to. It's a little different today. Yes, it is a little different today. Because we have to do some other things that are more thought-provoking. Because if you're looking at your circle and you can ask the simple question, hey man, if I gave you 2 choices out of these 6 things, what would you pick? You can figure out real quick if you were in alignment with the people in your group. If you really think about it, that's what we do with Lifestyle Focus Wealth. We want to work with people who are in alignment with what our philosophy is. Our philosophy is focusing on your lifestyle, intertwining finance and financial education and literacy into your daily routine. So that without thinking about it, your habit is the source. Even when tempted to step outside yourself, you're going to be consistent. You're going to stay to the philosophy. You're going to stick to the hard work. You're going You're going to not take the shortcut. You can't get around it. You got to buy it. You got to buy into it, and you got to trust it. You got to trust the source. You got to have faith. A lot of this stuff is spiritually led. Y'all, I'm just trying to help you out. Okay. Some people say they want to be the strongest one. But you always got to remember, if you're the strongest one, there's always someone in your group that's weaker than you that wants your spot. And part of that is they want to manipulate the way you think so they can have your spot. Hence bringing you down off that ladder. But if you're smart enough, you're outthinking that person. See, you may have two separate groups. I have a group that I'm smarter than, but then I got another group that I'm the least, I'm behind. They're always elevating me. They're always making me think about things more and more and more to do. When I think I go to this group, I get dragged because my brain is being sucked dry by all the vultures in the room. Then I go into another room and I'm motivated by all the sharing. And people tell you how to lock that out, you know. So let's get down to it, man. Let's get down to it. You don't want to be the weakest one in the room, but you don't want to be the strongest one in the room. If you're the strongest one in the room, you should be helping others. And that's the only reason why you're there, because you're helping others. But if you're the strongest one in the room, you got to understand the level and the gravity of your power. You got to be able to understand what it was when you didn't have it. What does this got to do with lifestyle focused wealth? Because here's the thing. Our kids are not always the weakest one in the room. In many cases, some of us as adults are the weakest person in the room. That could be a problem, right? That could be a problem. You have to run to those kind of people. All right, so let's bring this thing back for a second. How am I going? It might seem like I'm going all over the place, but really I'm not. Again, we're just trying to gauge the kind of people that you're around based off of a simple question. What would you do if you could only choose two? Something that simple tells you the people around you, tells you what type of people you're around. And let me just go back and give you the options one more time, and I'm going to answer it. Because I think it's really telling. And I'm really having a good time with this question because it's not really even a question. It's just a statement. Hey, you can only pick two. Which one would you pick? You can only pick two. If you joined us late, you can only pick two. And here's your options. One, you get a new home. Two, you get $7,500 a month. Three, you have a credit score of 800. Four, you take a salary for $200,000. Five, you retire now. Six, you take $300,000 in cash. Well, for me, I'll take the 800 score. RJ will take the 800 score first. Here's why. Because I know what to do with that 800 score. I can leverage my 800 score. I can use my 800 score and I can leverage it in such a way that I can get business funding. I can get funding, seed capital, OPM, other people's money, up to $150,000, I think it is. I would then use that seed capital. I'll take $1,000 out of it and start me a corporation. Open up a checking account in the business name. Also open a trust. Don't forget my trust. The trust will own the business. The business will have a checking account. The trust will have a checking account. It doesn't cost that much, $2,000 or so. Buy some life insurance. All because I had an 800 score. I would take the money and put it in life insurance and I could borrow against it. The power of loans. We're still talking about loans and leverage. I love life insurance because we're able to take money in and out of it without paying taxes. But it's a very specific play. They have to be designed a very specific way. I know insurance companies will let me take out 90% of what I put into it. I would then take a down payment on a property. Let's call it a $300,000 property. $300,000, I need 10% down. I'll use $30,000 to go buy me a down payment on a property that's owned by my corporation or my trust. That way I can take advantage of the depreciation of the property for the next 27.5 years at a rate of 3.63%. That means that would give me depreciation every year for 27.5 years at $10,800 a year. If you do the math on that $10,800 a year, you guys, it's going to come up to something like $299,000 of tax credit from our government. I'll end up spending something like $500 for the house. Maybe I'll put it in an Airbnb, short-term rental, long-term rental, so that we can continue to get cash flow. And I would do that several times over and over again, just because I can. And for RJ, number 2 is I just retire now. I retire now. 800 score and retirement. Here's why. For me, retirement is not a date. It's not an age. Retirement just means I don't want to work a job. J-O-B. Just over broke. We're not going to do that. We can't do that. All right? I'm not going to be able to do that. However, retirement does mean I could do what I want to do, when I want to do it, with whoever I want to do it with. And that includes buying businesses that bring in revenue, or create corporations that bring in revenue to my company, not to me, to my company. And the revenue that I'm going to generate should outweigh the other options in number 2 and number 4. And it would be a lot more money than number 6. See, the $7,500 a month means that I'm getting that as income. That means I'm really not bringing home $7,500 a month. I'm bringing home a little bit less. I have to pay the taxes on it. Same thing with the $200,000 salary. I'm bringing home less than half of that. That's a near 43% tax bracket in Georgia. You know, after you add up your federal and your state. And that $300,000 in cash, it just goes to whatever you're doing. It'll go so fast. So for me, it's retirement and an 800 score. My goal is to live a lifestyle that I enjoy, creating memories, creating events, creating opportunities, creating experiences with people I love, people I want to be around, just like I'm doing right now, talking to you guys, hanging out, asking questions, getting a life of fulfillment and joy out of doing exactly what it is that brings me joy. And leveraging my great credit score at 800 because I'm using everything in my business credit name. If this makes sense to you, if this has been a fun, if we've dropped some knowledge for you, please give us a thumbs up in the bottom. Give us a thumbs up. Tell somebody that you came and hung out with us, because at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong answer. But those answers do tell you who you're hanging with. And maybe you realize that you're in a room where you still have to level up. Or maybe you're in a room realizing that you are having a lights out moment because you shortchanged yourself. Hey, that's my time today. That is my time today, man. Thank you guys for playing with us. Because I tell you now, there's no greater way to enjoy Friday. Go out and hang out with your family, friends. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. That's exactly what you want to do, right? That's exactly what you want to do. What are you doing this weekend? Before I go, what are you doing this weekend? I did say that I was going to, I want to make sure that I give a very special announcement that is truly important to me. And I want to make sure that I invite you guys to come out and bring your golf clubs. If you're in town, if you're in Georgia, and you want to be in a community event, I think I got a good one for you. The Henry Arthur Callis Foundation is sponsoring a wonderful event that I just want to make sure that I can give you the right dates and the right time and all that before I leave. Let me see if I can look that up really quickly and give you the information, because that might be where you find me. And I want to make sure that we give it an opportunity for all the kids that are being blessed and having the opportunity to go out there and swing a club and learn and get to be mentored by these gentlemen and Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And I just want to make sure that we're all getting involved and allow us to be community servants. And then as we're being community servants, I want you to keep in mind that there's always someone looking up to you. And when they're looking up to you, we want to make sure that we don't leave them out. We don't want to leave anyone out, right? We don't want to leave anyone out, because I think it's important. I think it's important that we all start paying closer attention to our surroundings, and that we start asking a bigger question. So if you're in town this Sunday afternoon, April 27th, from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m., we're sponsoring a Young Men to Golf outing and donor engagement. And that's going to be at the Dogwood Golf Course in Austell, Georgia. So, I want to give a special thanks to our board member, Michelle Cooper Kelly. Thank you for putting this together and for participating this year. And come on out there and see these young men. Come on out there and be inspired by what they're doing. And I'm a proud member of the Callis Foundation as well. And the gentlemen are working really hard to be mentors to your young men, because we got to be that. We got to give back. We got to give back. Just remember, there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only thing that would be stupid is you don't ask the question when you have the opportunity, right? So that's my time for today. I just want to make sure that you're having a blessed day. I want to make sure you're having a wonderful weekend. I want you to go out, talk to someone, tell someone that you were here. I would love to chat with you. If you want to schedule some time with us one-on-one, be sure to go online. Catch us at roncojohnson.com, and you can catch me one-on-one. It's free. Give it an opportunity. We can get you on. Or you can just follow us on our website, and we will be more than happy to talk to you about any of your concerns, right? Thank you guys so much for joining us today. You guys have been great. You guys have been fabulous. I really appreciate it. And I want you to be an inspiration to someone this weekend. Be an inspiration. Go out and make it easy for somebody else's life to continue to grow, only because you planted the seed in their head that they can get it done. And they need your help. Everybody needs our help. And I'm happy to give it. So listen, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time. Smash the thumbs up, share it, like it, and I'll see you next week, 1 o'clock. Thanks for subscribing. God bless. Be safe, and I'll see you next time. See you then.